Hallelujah. And I've been reading Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah, because of what's going on in our city, what's going on in other cities, and what's going on in the whole. We're going to, first of all, I want to give honor to God.
Amen.
And I want to thank God for my team, Own Enterprise team. I have a couple of people that's anniversaries and a couple of them on a vacation. And I'm so glad that we're a team because I like to free people up in the liberty of the Lord. My brother and my sister-in-law, it's their 25th anniversary. And then they wanted to go out of town, but they was going to change everything because of what was happening. I said, no. I said, you can't do that. It's got to be a flow. I said, God got somebody to take the spots. I said, but we have to flow. So I released them. And in the process, they was getting some mics and things I could put on so I could hear. And I stopped them in their tracks because God said we have to discern the people that God's sending in life. And sometimes we just got to release them. I said, you get all that when you come back. I said, God goes, touch my voice and cause for everybody to hear. So when we came down this morning, Jasmine set everything up. She said, Val, she said, even though your voice is light, Elder, she said, I'm going to set it up where everybody can hear. You can just hear. She said, because I know you like the intimate. And you like the remnant, you like the intimate anyway. So I told them to worry about the mics and just go ahead. Cindy and her husband, Cindy does all the food and set up everything. Well, they just got off the plane last night or the night before. And she said, she's going to rest a little bit. And then I said, no, you rest. Stay home with your husband and you rest. But see, I know Cindy, she'll walk right to the door. But God do that with us as a team so we can always know how to discern. Like Pastor Brooks was teaching us about the discern. You got to discern the people that God brings in their life. So you won't hold them beyond that time and they get that captivity spirit on them. But Nehemiah, when he heard about that the Jews remnant was taken to captivity and their gates was torn and their doors was torn down, his brother came and told him that he wept. And he wept for days because it grieved him. Because he was like, what did happen that the enemy that got into the city and it tore down their gates and their walls? Took the women in captivity, violence is in the land, killing in the land. Well, when you read it, you can see that this is what's going on in our city. And something that got in. But he laid on this man's heart to do something, to cease, because he had a assignment. He had a job. He had to get permission from the overseers that was over him so he can come and see about what was going on into the remnant, the Jewish remnant. And when he said remnant and the Jewish remnant, these was God people. These was the people that God had picked. They're supposed to be the gatekeepers. See, they're supposed to be protecting everybody so everybody in the cities can live, you know, in peace and love and everything. But something that came and invaded their gates in the city. So I read a little bit, and the Lord was saying to me that we have to go back and check each as leaders. Everybody in here is a leader. Somewhere at home, we have to start knowing that you're a leader over yourself. You got to govern yourself. Everybody has responsibility. And when I look at our city, and I don't look at the news all the time, but when God told me to put it on, I'm seeing all this protesting and everything that's going on. And the Lord said to me that it's a generation that's trying to mimic something that was already done before. Like with Martin Luther King and now. There's a lot going on at time. And each generation is going to be something going on. But God has a certain time for certain leaders to do certain things. But this generation is trying to mimic something. Even sing the songs that they sing. But in Revelation 5:8, it says God gonna give us a new song. Yes. And so they get out there and they saying that things ain't right. Well, we all know things not right. But you can't do what your forefathers. Even though I have respect for my forefathers spiritually and naturally, my family, how they raised me. But I want to know the God of my now. See, I don't want to know the God of my forefathers. I can get examples and learn from that way, but you got to know the God of your now. That's why you got to have an intimate relationship to understand what God is saying to you and where's your place on the wall. So as he was talking to me about the wall, I went and got pictures through the journey of Own Enterprise. enterprises and the different people that we came in contact with. And once I got finished, the Holy Spirit said, now this your wall. Because everybody have a part, and that's what Nehemiah did. All these different people, as he was meeting, got on the wall and did their part, because our gifts and call is called, we do different things. But as they all got in their place, the city got restored. But the people heard from God what was their part, because when you go read Nehemiah, it started naming the different uncles and cousins and them that all had their different part on the wall, so the city can get restored. So I said, Lord, how can we understand this? Jenna talking to Lisa on the phone the other day, and I was saying to her, you got good and bad everything. You got good and bad police, you got good and bad judges, you got good and bad pastors and bishops. You're going to have good and bad. And so you have to discern who is who and what is what. But what I see from this generation, they're trying to use what Martin Luther King and them did years ago for an excuse not to get healed, to release their anger. Because you can't get anything done if your face and the police face is right here, you howling, you spitting. That's not going to resolve anything. And when I was looking at the town meeting with the president on there, and he was saying how once the sniper started shooting, when the people scattered, he said there was more people in the crowds. He didn't say guns, he said with rifles. They didn't know where the bullets was coming from. So the police was trying to protect the people, and at the same time, see what was shooting at them. So I was like, this protest thing is a place where the enemy is using for people in the city and family that need to be healed, but they're using that angle as an excuse to, to try to say that this is our way of just being taught. After people are mistreated for so long, you're going to get taught. That's why as leaders, we have to be in that place on the wall. Because like ex-offenders, gang members, and they're looking for a place in the community to be able to release that pain and that hurt. And they're going to have that. Because we're working in the city, doing enterprises. And that's what we have, a lot of ex-offenders coming home, and it's nothing for them. And a man going to take care of his family. Whatever hustle that they got to do. They're going to feed themselves and they're going to take care of their family. So we got to be like Jeremiah. Instead of sitting and looking, we all a part. Whether we live in the county, whether we live in the city, we all have a part. We have a part. And so we got to find out what is our part on the wall. Whether we do things differently or not. So I'm here, and we are here today, my team, to inform you and make you aware of some things. So you can understand how to build your wall, whether it's in your local ministry, your home, how's your job connected. We have to leave from where we at. We can't be stuck. We got to come beyond the walls. Even our 9-to-5 jobs, you got to ask God to give you some kind of strength to have to hear so you can be effective to your county and your city. Because you have a part. We can't just live in the city and in the county and not have a part to what's going on in the community. Because anything that's unjust going on and you're just watching it and it's become passive to you, you're held accountable. We're not talking about trying to control people and trying to stop somebody from selling drugs and don't sell. Well, we have authority as far as people just taking advantage of this step and things like that. Because I believe that if you come home every day and a crowd took over your step and you don't say nothing, each day you come home, that crowd will get better. And so it's the time where you got to check who you is, because when you pay your rent, you have some type of authority. And so, but it's spiritual. We got to walk in our spiritual authority now in God and know who He is. And hear like Jeremiah, because it broke his heart, because he was like, I know these walls and gates was protected by strong people. They was the Jewish remnant of God. Where have got in? And so as I did my studies, God said they got caught up in jealousy. They got caught up in mimicking what their forefathers did. See, they got caught up in people dictating to them. In this season, you can't let nobody dictate in your ear. You got to wait for the Holy Spirit, that consciousness in you, and you got to move on that. Because if you don't move on that, that's God saying you don't trust the one that created you. See, because when you leave here with some of the things that I'm going to release and share with you, as soon as you share it with somebody, even somebody that might not supposed to come and didn't come, they're going to have something negative and dictate down to you. The Lord will test you to see if you wait for the Holy Spirit to give you the response from it and add to it. That's how you grow. See, that's how you grow. I had great forefathers, spiritually and naturally, but I start growing and becoming wiser when I start paying attention to the Holy Spirit that was in me. See, and that's what I teach my children. See, if you're doing anything out there, you shouldn't be listening to dictatorship. You should be doing it because you chose to do it. Amen. So whatever you're doing, you leave it. And so that means that you're going to be responsible. This is about responsibility. I even invited some of the people from City Hall. Every time I have something, I invite them.